Alright, so I mean, growing up in Beaumont, Texas, like, just keeping in the book, like, I never knew you was from Beaumont, like, just keeping it real. Like, I always thought you was from Katy.
Yeah.
Because when I found out about you, you was playing for Katy already.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
When I found out you was from Beaumont, like, that's a whole other element because, like, I got family from Beaumont and Port Arthur.
Yeah,
so I understand, like, the dynamic totally. So remember my grandpa, like making homemade links all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
on every street corner in the front yard. People just with their grills right there.
Yeah.
Boudin, sausage, turkey, hams, ham hocks, beef tips.
I know it.
All that type of stuff just sitting right there out in the front yard.
Nah, I mean, like I say, I used to go out there like during the holidays and stuff. So, you know, my family like was all over there by like my Magnolia Park.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
exactly what you're talking about. All the kids in the neighborhood, I mean, that's what we did. We hung out with each other. We were out on the streets playing basketball, playing football, Nerf wars, all that type of stuff that, I mean, all the neighborhood kids would just do.
Basically, you started out as pretty much a kid that's nice in Little League, and you starting to get a little juice behind your name, basically, right?
Yeah.
So then what about like, so let's fast forward a little bit, all right? After, you know, elementary school, you got the Little League juice going, and then so we get into middle school. So once, you know, as a football player, when you get into middle school, okay, it's like now you kind of getting your puberty, you kind of getting your swag, and now you got like the social component. Like now you trying to get your homies, you got your partners, your crew. You know what I'm saying? Like so, socially, like how was that component of Beaumont? Like, for example, like me growing up in Sunnyside, like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Like it was always something popping off. It was always fights. It was always drama. Like, you know, so like it was always trouble to get into, in other words. So I always had to kind of try to stay on the straight and narrow. And my Little League coach really like helped me a lot with that. You know what I mean? And so in terms of you, like how was that experience for you in Beaumont? Because I know Beaumont get crazy. Like
I was the only white kid. That's just how it was down there. I mean, in Beaumont, in Port Arthur, Texas. I mean, if you're from down there, if you know anything about it down there, there's not a whole lot of white people.
Yeah. Especially mixing and mingling.
Especially mixing and mingling. There are white people, but I'm talking mixing and mingling with. I mean, you got a street that runs down Beaumont, right? It's called Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas Street.
Lucas. On the east side of Lucas, man, I mean, it's the black culture. That's what it is. On the west side of Lucas, it's the white culture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just not that I agree with that, not that I like that. I wish everything was intermingled with each other.
Yeah.
But just how the businesses have been set up, how the housing, the
whole
everything
infrastructure.
Like that. Yeah, the infrastructure of it, that's how it's set up.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing like that ever fazed me because all my dogs, all the people that I played with, that I balled with, all that type of stuff, it was the black culture. And I was always okay with that. I mean, color was never an issue to me.
And I think that's the thing about football is like, when you talking about football, in most cases, like that's your bro. Like it don't matter to me. I mean, that's going to war with my dude. I'm going to war with you. And so if I'm going to war with you and you can go to war with me, I mean, I'm not. When people like the people that have said that or whatever they talked about, I'm like, what are you talking about? Go ask any of my dudes. They'll look at you like you crazy. Like you tripping.
I got some dudes that when all that stuff was happening last year, oh my gosh, I'm talking about. I had some of my dudes from like Beaumont, Port Arthur talking about like, man, I got people that I'm wanting to like fight and stuff because they over here like trying to call me racist.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all tripping.
Yeah, but that's just like, again, like
that's the world.
That's the world we live in.
That's the world we live in.
People run with stuff like.
But I mean, I shouldn't have said it in the first place. I wouldn't have put myself in that position.
No, for sure.
But it was a deal that the real people that knew me, where I grew up with,
they knew what it was.
They all knew the truth.
Yeah,
they all knew. Ain't nothing.
So speaking on that, like, how has that situation? Because like, okay, cool, and I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. Like, me growing up as a kid, I wasn't never like no street cat. I wasn't never like banging, like nothing like that. I was always into like sports and the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like that was always me. But you know, just experiencing those kind of things and being a part of that culture, like I had my adversities. And I know back, like if Instagram and social media was in when I was in school, I don't even know if I probably would have made it, because I was wilding. Like it could have been anything with like girls or just anything, right? So like looking at it from a perspective is like I could have made that same mistake in another capacity. Like how have you grown from that? Like how does it affect you as a young man, like in terms of your maturity, and just growing and becoming a better person? Like I'm sure it probably has helped you. It was hard, but like how has that affected you?
You know, it was one of those things that made me realize and made my eyes open that my decisions, what I do, affect others around me more than I think, right? So I had people on my team that looked up to me as a captain. Because I was the captain, I was the second junior ever at Katy to be elected as a captain, right? So when I have that title, that position, and I have other people looking up to me, and then I go doing something stupid like that, then those people that I talk to every day after practice to them about making good decisions, about doing this, about doing that, and now those kids don't trust me. Now there's a problem within the team. There's division within the team, because now they're not trusting what I'm saying, and so it was a really eye-opening experience that my decisions really do affect other people around me. And so then when you grow from that, it lets you, like, before I'm doing something, I'm like, all right, how can this affect me, but also how can this affect my mom, my pops, my brother, my sister, my friends, Mike, Kenny, like all the important people in my life, my team, my teammates, this, that. You just got to go through all those different types of things about what can this really affect. So
and that's the important thing. Like, I always try to put myself in other people's position and figure out, like, okay, if I was going through that, if I made a mistake similar to that magnitude, like, how can I learn from it? So that's really what I like to focus on. It's like, how can you use adversity to make you a better person? Because that won't be your last piece of adversity. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So
you
hopefully,
grow from adversity. I mean, because if you have adversity and you don't grow from it, well then, I mean, I've always been told you're either getting better or you're getting worse.
Facts.
So if you don't grow from adversity and you don't become a better person, well, you're becoming a worse person.
Facts.
You only got two decisions, up or down. You ain't staying the same.
For sure.
So pick which one you gonna do and go 100% at that decision.
Yeah, that's real.
And getting better from adversity, that was my decision. That's the one I picked.
And that was your only choice,
and that was my only choice.
Yeah.
So had to go 100% at getting better from that adversity. There's nothing else you can do.
Sure.
Well, dang, we pulled up.
Yeah, we good.
We pulled up.
We here, man.
Gonna step out.
We here at dinner, man. You know, the boss's night out. You know, more than the athlete. We got our program, the Corporate Jock. We sponsoring our Corporate Jock more than the athlete dinner tonight, and we got a group of kids that, man, are some solid kids doing well in school. We welcome in B into the club. We welcome in a few other kids into the club tonight. And we're gonna go out. We're gonna go up here and have fun, man. We're on the 49th floor of the Houston Club. Gonna have some dinner, hang out, talk about business, life adversities, and decision making, all that good stuff, man. So we'll see y'all in a minute.
For sure. See y'all in a minute.